welcome to week 3 of the Colden hat crochet along. We'll be finishing up our hats this week, so even though I'm sad to see this come to an end, I'm so excited to see all of your finished Colden hats. This week in the video, we're going to be working up this last top section of our hat, and I'll share with you how to make adjustments. So depending on how high you want your hat or how slouchy you want your hat to be, you basically just add or subtract the amount of rows that you're going to finish your hat with. And in the video, I share exactly how I like to close up my hats and how to attach the pom-pom as well. So let's go ahead and finish up our Coldens. Okay, so I just finished my last repeat. You can see we've got our double brim down here and our 3 repeats of the diamond lattice stitch plus the half double crochet slip stitches. And I've ended with my row of single crochet into the 3rd loop. So now we're going to chain 1 and we're just going to work 1 regular single crochet into each stitch around. And we're going to do 5 rounds of single crochet to complete our hats. So it should measure about 9.5 inches tall from the bottom of the brim to the top of the hat once you finish these 5 rounds of single crochet. If it's not quite 9.5, I do recommend trying it on to see if it would fit, or you can always add additional rounds to get to that 9.5 inch mark. But we're just working 5 rounds of regular single crochet, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of each first stitch to join. Okay, so I just finished my 5th round of single crochet at the top, and now we are ready to fasten off and close up our hat. So I'm going to leave a pretty long tail on the end of my hat for seaming up the top, and then I'll just pull this through. Okay, so then we're going to thread the end of our yarn onto a tapestry needle. And then this is how I like to close up almost every hat that I make. I like to just kind of leave the top almost as wide as the bottom. And then we just fold the hat in half, as close to half as we can. And then going through where our seam is and through the other side of our hat, we're going to make 1 stitch to bring those 2 sides together. Like that, so that they're connected in the center. And then we'll have 2 loops on either side. And what we're going to do is bring the center of that loop into the middle, right at that same stitch we had. I can see that mine are slightly not the same size, but that's okay. And then we're going to go through one side of the hat, through the little stitch we already made, and back through the other side, and make another little stitch there. And now we've got 4 loops at the top of our hat. And then we're going to take each one of those loops and again, bring the center of that loop in towards the center of the hat and make a stitch going through. We're going to always be going through this middle center stitch that we made. So there's 1. Work through the opposite side. Go through this next loop. And again, we're always going to be going through the center of the loop and the very center of the hat where we're stitching. it up there. Okay, so now you'll see we have 8 smaller loops at the top of our hat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be going through the center of each one of those loops. And then for this part, I like to actually push my needle down into the middle of the hat. So I'm gonna have to reach inside the hat to pull the needle and the thread or the yarn all the way through. And that kind of brings it down. Then I'm gonna go back up. So it takes a little bit, you gotta kind of feel with your fingers, back up through the next loop. And then again, back through the middle, going down into the center of the hat and pulling through. And we're gonna do this all the way around our hat, going into every single loop. So you'll be going through 8 loops. Remember to go through the center, come up from inside the hat, and then go straight down through the center of the hat. Okay, so now we've closed up the top of our hat. You can see this is what it looks like at the very top. And then I usually, if I'm going to attach a pom-pom, I like to use snaps. So I'll attach the female end of my snap right here. Or you can just leave it as is. It makes a really cute little beanie. So then I would just, since I'm already on the inside of my hat, I would go ahead and tie a knot in here and fasten off to finish. And then make sure you weave in all other ends, and you'll have a nice finished Colden hat. If you're looking for written instructions for this hat, you can find the full written instructions for all sizes on my blog, meganmakesdo.com. As well as an ad-free PDF printable version that you can purchase for just a few dollars in my shop. I'll put links to both in the description. Have a great day.